Hi, guys, and welcome to episode 9 of the Larry Weekly. I'm Sofiane. Today's episode is brought to you by me, Britt, and Scar. And today's episode would be an episode on Fandom's Lord and Savior, HLD.
So, if you're new to the fandom, HL Daily is an update account for Louis and Harry that you can follow on Twitter and Instagram. They also now have obviously their HL Daily tour and HL Daily media account. You know, their bio just states that they're a fan account, but I'm sure as we can all agree, they're a little bit suspicious and seem to have more of a closer connection with H&L's team or work with them than just being run by fans, so to say.
This week's shout out actually goes to HLD. 1 week without them, about a week ago, was an absolute nightmare. But thankfully they're back because we are all very lost without them. So thank you
Very,
guys
very lost.
for being there and updating us literally like every second of every single day. So yeah, and as always in this week's episode, for the next one, the shout out will go to the person who can find the inside joke today.
I can't tell you out on with them not being there for that week. Like,
No, literally, it was extremely like confusing and very like all over the place. Like nobody knew what to.
what was happening?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone kept asking. In all the like One Direction group chats I'm in, literally everybody was just like every second of every day. They were like, "Guys, what's going on? Like, what's happening?"
Yeah, and like I feel like, and a lot of people have talked about that, but this is the moment when you can see the difference between like just a fan account and like HLD. Because
Yeah.
Exactly.
a fan account, like, yeah, we were just like having infos from fan accounts, and so it was like super unclear. It was like 3 hours after the thing happened, and yeah, it was just like kind of all over the place, whereas like HLE is like super professional and just, yeah,
Extremely, yeah. And I think
doing
the one that most people looked to after they left for a bit was HLT, right? Which is
Hmm?
yeah.
HL Theories.
Mm. And also H&L update, I think, like Larry
Yeah.
FBA, I think.
Nobody really wanted to turn to HSD, what, which is understandable because they're kind of an anti, but
Yep.
yeah,
We had to take what we could get.
literally.
No, but honestly, what would we do without them?
Honestly, like if they never existed, I think we'd be missing out on a lot because like some stuff like obviously would be posted, but it it's by smaller account owners that like it would never get anywhere. But like
Yeah.
Yeah.
HLD for some crazy reason like always has the smaller stuff and posts it as well, so like
Yeah.
that
They're
ends up
always
getting found out.
oh
Yeah.
And it's like everything on one account, whereas like on the other accounts, sometimes some little fan accounts can post
Yeah.
like little stuff, but then if you want like all of the little stuff, you have to kind of like go and pick from pretty much every fan account, whereas like
Yeah.
you've got everything in one place, which is amazing.
Exactly, yeah. But could you imagine if HLD was like a One Direction account?
oh
Like
my
how much more chaotic it would be to add like there's only two of them. Like we get enough content as it is from them to like keep
you
up
just
with.
killed me.
We would never get a break. Like we already don't get a break ever, so
What is sleep?
no, literally. Sleep doesn't exist. I don't know what that is.
It's 12 a.m. right now. Like, what is sleep?
Yeah.
I was up until 6 a.m. yesterday, so same.
Yeah. It's exhausting. I just haven't been able to sleep knowing that I see Harry in what's now 6 days.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, I know. I would be in the same boat, honestly.
Yeah, like I like knowing that he played the ball yesterday literally in the same city that I'm currently. Yeah, I remember when he followed HLD and it was like it did not like the talk about it did not slow down for like a really long time, and it still hasn't because we're still here talking about it. But like
Yeah.
when it first happened, it was absolutely chaotic. Like everyone was like, "Did he follow the wrong account? Like, does he know what kind of account he followed?" It was really, really chaotic.
Yeah, because like obviously everyone was expecting him to follow like HSD.
Yeah.
But actually he did not, and he just followed HLD, which is like way more suspicious, knowing that like they are updating both Harry and Louis on the account.
Like they're gonna come up on his feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Imagine, I literally just sometimes sit and think about it. I'm like, imagine Harry, like, Harry scrolls through Twitter at, some points, obviously, right? But, like,
Yeah.
imagine him just scrolling through Twitter and, like, HLD's Harry sees too.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's absolutely crazy. It's like, but also I think it's funny thinking about the tweets that he sees about like where he's at. So it'll say like Harry with a fan today, and
Yeah.
that Harry would probably just be like, "Oh, that's me." Yeah,
a bit narcissistic. I mean, his whole feed is probably like, just about him,
Him.
so he's probably just like, "Oh, that's me,"
yeah,
every day.
yeah. No,
Okay, the next thing that we just wanted to touch on comes from a sore time, obviously when we lost HL Daily. But the photo gallery of unseens, the amount of photos we had in that honestly just doesn't seem like something that a purely fan run account would have access to,
yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Like there were 14,000 photos. There were about 95% unseens. Like
Exactly.
you cannot tell me that a fan was just sitting here with a 14,000
Exactly.
unseens and just like did just
Just
had them.
like I understand gatekeeping, right? But
But that's to
14
another level.
them that like you said 95% of them that nobody had seen before, that just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, yeah.
no, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and thank goodness we got just about all of them.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But like, and I don't know if like the whole thing about them saying that like it was for a surprise for us, like that's why they were keeping them. I don't know if I actually entirely believe that because like we haven't, like, why are we just hearing about this now? Like usually we know stuff at least a little bit beforehand, like they tell us what's coming. So like the fact that that was the first that we had heard of this like random surprise thing, I feel like it just sounded like a cover up.
They were like, "Oh shit, they found it."
Yeah. And maybe it was for that purpose, but I don't think they're like working on anything right now. Like it seems very unlikely for some reason.
I don't know. It was just very suspicious that we got it, and then when it got traction, that we found out, like that we found it, that it then went
Private, yeah.
completely. Like I knew we couldn't get on it before unless you had the link. But even then, after it got traction, when you clicked on the link, they had completely privated it.
I'm just glad that we now have like almost basically all 14,000 photos because there's some I still haven't seen all of them. Like there's so many, but I'm glad that we have them now at least. Just because there's a lot of like Larry, obviously because it's H&L.
Yeah, and I feel like that is even what is crazier about it. Like the Larry fandom is like super big. So if they were some like Larry's unseen, most of the time it's like super like easy to find those because like yeah, people don't gatekeep it because we have like such a big fandom. So
Yeah, exactly. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how basically the timing of what HLD posts works, because a lot of the time they post things before anybody else knows about it, which is probably why we rely on them so much because they're like where we get our information firsthand. But it is really suspicious most of the time, um, because there have been a lot of times where they will post something like seconds before it happens. So like I remember, I can't remember if it was the As It Was announcement or if it was something else after that, but HLD posted about it, whatever it was, but I think it was the As It Was announcement. Like,
Yeah, I
and
think
it
also,
happened, and then HSHQ posted it like a whole minute later.
oh yeah, it was like more than a minute later. I think it was like
Yeah.
more, 4 or
So
5 minutes.
yeah, it was something around there, but like just absolutely crazy. Like,
Yeah.
if HSHQ is supposed to be the first way that we get information, then like nobody, like HLD was the first person to post it. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, nobody else had it before that because HSHQ would have been the other first person. So yeah, it was really weird and confusing, and like we believed it because everything that they post is extremely accurate.
Yeah.
But
what makes it more than a fan account is that most of the time they're not posting any theories. If they are posting theories, those are only theories that actually are true. Like just like the "you are home" theory, this is like one of the only one that they posted, and actually like it was true, and it is the case for like pretty much everything.
yeah,
Which is also why we rely on them so much,
yeah.
because we know that they have the ultimate truth.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I remember also when the Zane Lowe interview came out, they were posting, like, they were quoting them, like, before it happened. Or before it was, like, the parts that they were quoting, like, before the videos to that part were even out, they were quoting them. And I was just sitting here in absolute shock. Like, how do they have that information? Like, the video isn't out yet fully. But, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. But like most of the time, they would post links, video links that like videos that you can only access by those links, and so yeah, that is also why a lot of people believe that they have some connection with, like especially Harry's team, because like during the whole As It Was promo, they would just post things with those links before it even got on Harry's YouTube channel. So yeah, they just had to have the link from a source. Um,
Me at all.
okay, we've already kind of like talked a bit about this next point, but I generally have informations that would be like impossible to get from an account. So yeah, we stated the As It Was announcement, but also the As It Was video actually. Like I don't know if you can remember, but like for the As It Was promo, there was something um like that there were like posters. I don't know what was written on them, but it was like it was not written As It Was. It was written something else.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was the checkered blue and white posters.
Yes, exactly. Those posters. And then HLD, yeah, like they just posted the posters, and then like the description that was with it was that it was promo for As It Was song that was not even out. So they like how did they knew like the name of the song already?
Yeah, the quote that you were talking about on the posters was actually it said it's not the same as it was. So technically As It Was, was in the poster, but
Yeah.
there's no way for us to know that that's the song name because like
Mm,
we had no, like, those just came up out of nowhere. Like, we had no idea that that's what that would be for.
yeah.
Because as far as we knew at that point, it was a lyric, which it was, but we didn't know that it was more than that. Um,
Yeah, and I
but
mean,
yeah,
it could also like the name of the song could also have been "It's Not the Same."
exactly.
So I mean, that was
Yeah,
very suspicious. Also, TPYK video. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I know that they like a lot of person talked about it on HLD Live. Yeah, I think they just posted things about this video before it was out. And also like all like they always have like those tour calendar on, especially on the HLD tour account,
yeah,
with like Harry and Louis' date on it, like just to know when they are on stage and everything. Yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, they add some little drawings somewhere that like pretty much always stains for like something else.
Yeah.
But we just know about it after. They're weird.
Yeah.
They just know too much, and there's too many. Again, we're going to use the word that everybody loves, coincidences.
Yeah.
Just be a fan run account.
No, literally. Every time, like, I I know, like, obviously we're all used to it by now, but like every time they post something, I'm literally just like, it still shocks me. I'm like every time that we get something from them that's like really suspicious, I'm just sitting here like, excuse me, Liam. Like, like you can't tell me that it's not at least a little bit suspicious. Like all this stuff that they just know.
No, exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah. They definitely know too much. It's just
Yeah.
like in their lives that someone was asking them um where they have like all of those infos from, and they said like we have sources everywhere, we have contacts, and like some people are just like DMing off with some stuff and everything, and like it's definitely true. Like I guess some people are actually gaming at them, just like yeah, with some unscenes and things like that. But just like you cannot have that much infos from just
Yeah.
like other
Like it
fans.
would make sense. Like everybody's got an inside kind of thing. Like everyone's I feel like by this point everyone's kind of found something that like they're the first person to find, stuff like that. But
Yeah,
like HLD gets it every time at this point.
Yeah,
And it's just like, okay guys, you can drop the act. Like
like
yeah.
we know who you are.
Yeah. Like maybe if we pretend like we caught you, you'll just, back down. But yeah. I don't know. It's funny because we talk about it like it's a bad kind of suspicious, but in reality we're actually like beyond grateful for them. Like
yeah.
Oh,
really
100%.
grateful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not like a bad suspicion. Like
Yeah.
No, I honestly think we would all be very, very lost without them.
No, definitely. I mean, we were for the week, like a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
that was insane.
Yeah.
I was just going every day on their account and just being like, please post something.
Yeah, right?
Be back. Be back.
Please come back.
Another thing we wanted to touch on was just, I guess how professionally run the accounts are, um, and the multiple accounts that they have that are run like this. Like they're always there.
Yeah.
Like they're always in the know. I feel like you can be like, of course you can be that much of a fan that you know everything, but like they always know, and they
Yeah.
know before like HSHQ know. Like they've just things that they've done before Harry and Louise, like the teams before the accounts that we know are definitely Harry and Louise' team have posted about it. HL Daily's right there, and they've already done it.
Yeah, no, this is like super suspicious, and especially because they only have 3 admins.
Mm-hmm.
Like they only have 3 admins, and they're like day and night, and we don't really know like where are their admins from. But like when Louise on tour or like Harry's on tour, like they are just like touring all over the world. So like at some point, obviously they will have to like work during night or days. But
Yeah.
yeah, they are always there. Like there was like one day since Harry and Louis were that they were like, oh sorry, like we're a bit tired, so we're just gonna, update you tomorrow. No,
Yeah.
always on time. Like crazy.
They're always like they. I don't think they've missed anything.
No, they did
Yeah, I
not.
don't think so. But they have a lot of accounts. And remind me if I like forgot one, but they have HLD, which is update HLD. And that's basically like the main account, which just the normal, like if they get seen out in public or stuff like that, that's where that gets posted. And then there's HLD promo, which is more like it has kind of ended up like, wouldn't you guys say that it's like what their HQs post, because it's like promoting their stuff. I feel like it's kind of
Yeah,
yeah, like they'll promote like their music mostly on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and like do some listening parties and everything,
Yeah.
or just
I think
some hashtag things just to get their videos and everything to have more views and
Yeah.
exactly.
And then there's HLD Media, which is basically like HLD Media is kind of a little bit of like them out in public, but then also like Harry's the first take came out earlier today, and they like used that that it's just the stuff that happens media wise, so like online performances that they do and stuff like that. And then there's HLD Tour, which is just basically tour content. And at the top of that, they've got like the calendar for their tours together. And it's just like a calendar of when their shows are. And then that's basically, I mean, self explanatory where they promote their tours. Um, and then what I believe is the last one is HLDHQs, which is basically like pictures from tour, but like the professional pictures, I guess. And then also like if they're spotted getting out or getting onto a plane, and so like airport stuff, like going between shows. But it's mostly, for the most part, just their professional pictures taken at concerts. So yeah, and I think that's all of them. Did I miss one?
no,
I
I think
think
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of accounts for just like three
Yeah.
fandoms, and they're like working day and night.
who are just fans. Yeah.
Who are just fans, especially because like in their life, also some people ask them, "Do you get any money from what you're doing?" And they said, "No, we're not paid by anyone." But so like, how can you work so much and like have a job on the side? Like they also said, yeah, like HLD is true, like it's taking us a lot of time, and we wouldn't have time to just like stand like another artist like as much as we're standing Harry and Louis,
Yeah,
which
for
makes
sure.
sense.
Mhm.
But like for me, if I was like working in an account like that, I wouldn't even have the to like go to school or like have a
Yeah.
job or something like that. Like
Like they are
Exactly.
always onto it as soon as stuff happens, and like we said, also like before stuff happens even. So yeah,
yeah,
like they're extremely on top of it.
they really are.
I think honestly they're at the level that we all wish we could be.
No, literally, like they're living the dream.
Like
But I mean,
that's
it's a lot of hard work, but
100%, but it's literally a full-time job.
yeah,
Oh, it is
doing
like
the thing that you love the most about the people you love the most, you know.
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, now we've got to talk about one of the most dreadful
Mhm.
things that ever happened to this fandom,
Oh.
online wise, which is Louis blocking HLD. Now,
Ouch.
no, literally, that even the words just hurt, even though we've gotten past it. Um, so personally, I think at least that is the kind of thing that, like, obviously we're gonna talk about it, but I think it should be talked about as little as possible, just because of how serious and like it's a very like we have no idea like the whole like what Louis thinking, you know, like and the
Yeah.
reasoning behind everything. So I think it's better to just like stay out of it for the most part. But obviously we're here to update you on everything, so we've kind of got to talk about it. Um, but basically, what happened is one morning, just a day like any other, we all woke up to, or whatever time of day it was for you. I think I had just woken up and my phone started blowing up, and I was just. I looked and it said that Louis had blocked HLD, their main account. HLD's posts just like stopped, and we didn't hear from them for a couple hours at least, and then we were all kind of left to. That was like the first time in a while that we were left to like fend for ourselves for
Uh-huh.
information. Basically, it was an
Yeah.
extremely stressful few hours.
It was hectic.
Yeah, and so then people started to like find it because you know obviously HLD doesn't find like for every little thing first. So like we've still got some pretty smart people in the fandom. Um, so we found that Louis had actually blocked them. and then a little while later, HLD like came out and said that they were gonna take a break because of Louis blocking them, and that they like weren't aware that anything that they had done had caused that. I think based off of what happened there, I mean, obviously everyone has their own opinions, but I think, and I think we, all three of us think that it was partly because, well, what it looks like at least is it was because of the Away from Home Festival announcement.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean that's what HLD also tweeted. They said that
exactly, yeah. But that doesn't make any sense? Like,
because of how the accounts had tweeted about it. Yeah.
yeah, and also it was already so like the Away from Home Festival had already like they already had it up on their website and everything. Like
Yeah.
HLD was the first person to post about it. If you like take in like HLD and like the update accounts, and then Louis himself and LTHQ, like HLD was the first to post about it, but it was already like it had already been announced by the festival, so it wasn't really a surprise. It was kind of only a surprise to the people that like weren't very closely following the festival's page and their website. So it doesn't. We still don't know the full story of what happened, but
I
what it looks
feeling
like is that
gonna
Louis like got mad that HLD posted about him doing the festival like before he did, which again it really does not make any sense at all. But that's just what we have and what it looks like so far.
yeah, like HLD also said that like the Away from Hope festival was not like the only cause of the like Louis blocking them. That it was just that they believe that other people said like just
yes.
lies to
Yeah,
Louis,
exactly.
and
It was
so
horrible.
yeah, that's why basically he blocked them. Yeah, also because the help, like, yeah, apparently, I mean, some people believe that they leaked help, and they said that other people also, like, yeah, other like verified accounts also like posted a snippet of it. So
Yeah, but HLD definitely wasn't like I remember when all that happened. Like HLD was not the person to leak help.
No.
That whole oh my god, that alone is just a horrible, horrible like situation just to even think about. Because everyone felt so bad. Like you don't know. Like if you see something like that, you just like your first instinct is to just like listen to it. And so the fact
Exactly.
that like he got extremely mad at people, because like we didn't even know what it. I remember like we didn't know what it. Nobody that posted it said what it was. They just like posted that it was there, and so people listened to it, and then we ended up figuring out that it was Louis. But yeah, it was not fun to get yelled at. But one of my biggest flexes about that was I actually didn't listen to it until like a few months after it all happened, because I knew that something was suspicious and that we might get in trouble, and I was right.
Yeah, boy, did we get in trouble.
Yep. Did you guys listen to it before he said
No,
something about it?
I
I was
actually never listened to it.
You still haven't?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do listen to it. It's on one of my playlists because it is a really good song, and I feel like
it is a really good song.
it is, and like it literally just makes me cry like every time I hear it because it's so sad. But um, I think like obviously he was mad at the time, but I think like it's just kind of like it's not really a thing anymore. Like nobody really talks about it. So listening to it, it's not gonna hurt anyone, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just
I think that
now.
now he's like definitely over it. I think it
yeah,
was just like at the time he was like upset
yeah.
because he
Yeah,
just
at the
yeah.
time, very much so. Who
Yeah, and
wouldn't
like I
be?
didn't listen to it when it first happened, and I waited like a few months, and then I listened to it once, and then I waited a few more months just to make sure that like there was no like bad, you know, blood between anyone. like him and the fans and stuff. And then I kept listening to it because it was really good. Also, can we talk just really quick about the fact that Harry literally basically just made this a Harry's house tour? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
there
yes,
are more
yes,
Harry's
we're gonna
house.
talk about that.
There are more Harry's house songs on the set list than there are Fine Line.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Like, I know it's my fault that I wasn't able to go to the US leg of Love on Tour, so I didn't get like the full Fine Line experience before HS3 came out because of that. But like,
Yeah.
like Europeans are like, I feel bad because they
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
get
definitely.
there's so many songs that they don't get to hear. Like, they don't get to hear Cherry. That, you know, there's just like so many
Okay.
Fine
There's
Line
no need to.
songs.
There's no need to make me feel sadder.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, but and I mean, but it's me too. Like, because I'm seeing him, you know, Wembley Night too, and it's like,
I
yeah, I
know.
didn't get to go to the US leg, but I get to now. But it's not really a Fine Line tour. So I'm like,
I know.
yeah,
I was like, is this a Fine Line tour or is this a Harry's house tour?
yeah.
Like,
Harry, pick one. Because
don't
like,
get me.
if
I
he's
mean,
gonna do a Harry's house tour, then like, what's the difference gonna be? Because he
exactly.
already, like, for Fine Line, he already, for, like, say for the US leg, he already played. He did like Fine Line with some HS1, and so now he's doing Harry's house with some HS2. But like, but like, that's what the Harry's house tour should be anyways, because there's not enough HS3 songs like in time to fill a whole show, and that's why he adds HS2 songs, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, and
what's the
also because
difference
he
gonna
has
be?
like some really big singles on it, so obviously he's gonna sing Watermelon Sugar and things
Yeah,
like
and
that.
like he's saying Kiwi and stuff, but what is gonna be the difference between the Harry's house tour, if there even is one, versus the UK leg of Love on Tour? Because right now they're looking like the same thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I talked with a lot of my friends, and I know that a lot of my friends are like super disappointed
Yeah,
about
like,
like
I'm not
it
like
being.
mad. Like, I'm just glad, like, I get to go at all. Like, I would pay to just stand in the same room as Harry, but like,
There's just no other way to explain it.
yeah, it's really hard to explain something like the connection that we have between, us and him, to people that don't have that,
Exactly.
because it's just like, it it's something that, like, it's kind of like when you, like, something happens and you had to be there, like, you just had to be, like, you had to be there,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's a crazy feeling. And I feel like, especially with, like, it, like, feels even more, um like, I get, it just feels a bit stronger, especially after you've seen them in concert. Like, now that, like, obviously I was a fan of Louis for ages, like, years, 12 years in fact. But after my show, it's only been a couple months, and I literally feel like just the connection as, like, a fan feels so much different, just because I've seen him before. So I wonder if that's the same thing is gonna happen with Harry. But yeah. But Britt, you've already seen all of One Direction, so whenever you don't get to talk.
I'm not like
I can't
honestly.
believe that was your show. Like, I literally, after I found out, I was so mad because that your show was actually the
Oh
show that I
no.
watch a lot, like, because I either watch San Siro or your one to, like, fall asleep all the time.
As you should, because it was a good fucking show.
Yeah, your show was, oh, I love, and their outfits that day were just so perfect. I loved it.
I got to see that live in person
I
with
don't,
my own eyes.
shut up. Just shut up.
And the fact that it was the like I think it was like 4 shows before Zayn left, and then the rest of the tour was without him.
Yeah, you're
Fucking
extremely
lucky.
lucky. Definitely.
This week's speed round question comes from MTF Got the Dagger, who asks, "What are our LT2 name predictions?" So, Scar, if you want to go first.
Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't necessarily know like how accurate this possibly could be, but I did see a theory on Twitter about, like, if it was called The Storm because of Calm Before the Storm.
Oh
Oh,
my god,
yes.
that makes a lot of sense.
I love
And
that.
although it doesn't seem like an album name, I mean, we didn't expect Walls, so like
True.
yeah. But and I'm Britt. I agree. I know which one you're gonna say, and I'm just so I don't steal it. I'm gonna say that I agree with your one, as well.
I just think
It,
it makes a lot of
it
sense.
does. It does. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the storm could sound kind of cool, but it doesn't. Like, it's a very like specific kind of thing, and I don't necessarily know if that would just work as an album name. It doesn't really sound right. Um, but
I mean,
maybe like I don't know, Larry's real or something. um, yeah, I'm
It's just gonna
open to any Larry related
like
album
HLD,
names.
we love you, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't know.
like you guys have been right all along.
be
Um, so Sofiane, what do you think?
Okay, like actually right now I don't know if I have an idea at the top of my head, but just to come back on what you said, Scar, actually I feel like it would make sense if it was called like the Storm or just like Storm, because um Louis said that he wanted to do something that was more like rock related, and like rock albums can have those kind of names like Storm or like the Storm or
Yeah,
things like that, and just have also something that is like not super common like as an album name, or at least like this is also what I'm really expecting from Louis, just like to really like surprise us on the kind of
for
music he's
sure.
gonna go to, and just yeah, kind of thing he's gonna go on. I don't know. Yeah, I would like to have like some really great names. I don't know if I have one right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Britt?
Hey, Scott?
Yes,
So excited for
dude.
NT2. Like we have no idea. Like we already know it's in the works because of the stuff that we've seen online, but like the fact that it's actually like it exists and it's coming.
Yeah, look, I'm not.
I'm so excited.
But to answer the question, and so you all know what Scar was agreeing with, I honestly think that faith in the future is a very big possibility. Like we all know what that means to him. It's been around for like a heck of a long time now, and I think it would make a lot of sense. And that was the first thing that came to mind thinking about the question. But I'm gonna throw something out to you guys. Uh,
Oh.
we know that it could very much be a domestic album because it was done in quarantine. So what if this man pulls out Home as the
Oh my
title?
god, stop.
Oh my god, I was actually gonna see that. Like halfway home. Yeah, album.
Because very, very big possibility.
Wait, actually, now that I think about that, the how there was already home and halfway home.
Uh-huh.
What
Yeah.
if that wasn't a song name, but an album title?
Yeah, halfway home as an album title. That would be so
I
iconic.
like these two being obsessed with the home narrative.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, no, I think those are all really good possibilities. I mean, like, I don't know, like, Faith in the Future just, it sounds a little long, but like,
It sounds a little.
I mean, Made in the AM is long, so.
Yeah, like I feel like the one I would really like enjoy the most would be like halfway home, or like any home related main album. That would be
If
like,
it's home related, you will never be hearing from me ever again. Like,
oh my god, I will
yeah.
scream so hard that you
Now,
will hear me from the other side of the planet.
Yeah,
is
literally.
is this
Brett
how
will be able to just to tell that I scream.
From Sweden to Australia, you'll be able to hear it.
yeah. I'll know as soon as it happens. If I hear something, I know it's you. That's fine.
Yeah.
And like this is our public service announcement just to let you guys know that if he calls the album Home, we're done.
No, literally.
We are done. I feel like, we can even close the podcast because it's like, Larry is just like it.
Yeah. And like I feel like we're saying that we'd be like we'd scream if it actually happened, but I don't think you'll understand. Like we would actually
Die.
scream. Like,
Yeah.
100%. And like, I mean, we've said it so many times already, but something has to be coming this year.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and I mean we already like got a lot of things this year. Like this year is
Like,
quite crazy, and it's just about
yeah,
but I don't think we're prepared for the fact that if it does happen this year, they are both. Well, I mean, it would have to happen after tour, really, because I think we can all agree that when it does happen, they are both going to disappear for a very long time.
yeah. I definitely think so. They're gonna know, they're gonna leave us in our own misery to just like crumble
Like,
right after
you
they tell us.
and I think that's why this is so big. Like, it's definitely a part of the reason as to why it's not as simple as, well, why don't they just come out?
Yeah,
Like, it's not as simple and straightforward
because
as,
like you don't get it. Like it wouldn't just like blow over in like a week. Like it's
I know that we have like a title of an episode on that, so maybe like we can also go more in depth. But like for me, if like no, just like the moment they will come out to the world, it will be like so big because obviously like One Direction is like the biggest boy band in the world, or like one of the biggest boy bands in the world.
yeah,
Like everyone knows who they are, like especially now that Harry is just like so big.
yeah,
So if both of them are coming out, like it's gonna go on every channel, like from all over the world. Um, yeah, and so everyone will also understand that closeting is a real thing, and so they will be more careful about it. And yeah, like that will just like change the whole music and Hollywood industry. For
exactly. Yeah, for sure. And I definitely think it's gonna open a lot of eyes.
when it happens, it's just the ball is just gonna roll.
Literally, it's gonna just keep going.
yeah, definitely, and also like um, it will be super. Like I feel like it's also super important for them to come out because finally people will take us like
Seriously.
seriously. You know,
Yeah.
like everyone just believes that we're delusional, like their favorite word. And I feel like
And
they will,
obsessed.
yeah, and obsessed with them and obsessed with like gay people, which I mean,
Exactly.
no, I don't care about that. I just want them to be
Yeah.
happy and yeah, the closeting to stop.
Yeah. Like it's genuinely like if you don't pay attention to anything we say, just listen like
To this.
well yeah, well okay, it's like if you're gonna listen to one thing, listen to the fact that we want the best for them, and if anything,
Mhm.
it's just kindness. Like it's literally just treating people with kindness
Oh, I wonder
because
who's that.
yeah, it's funny when you stand someone whose quote is treat people with kindness. It really does wonders.
In conclusion, we just love them.
Yeah.
Like,
In conclusion,
That's it for today. To celebrate our 10th episode, we will be on live on Saturday, 2nd of July at 8 p.m. East for our first live episode on Twitter. There will be special guests, and we will also be able to discuss with all of you guys. So, yeah, that will be really fun. And for those who cannot be there, it will also be on every platform the next Friday. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Larry Weekly. We hope you learned something new. If you want to be a part of this journey, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at the Larry Weekly to keep us with all podcast related news and exclusive. See you next Friday for a new refill.